August 7th is going to be a fun day, because that's the day of the next Disney earnings report, when they have to tell the world about their Disney Plus subscription numbers. Welcome, me hearties. I am the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and today we're going to discuss the no good start to the newly released MCU show Secret Invasion. According to a metric that I like to use to gauge fan interest in various topics, Secret Invasion is on track to be the least popular MCU show ever made by a wide margin. And Samuel L. Jackson, the show's star, is not going to be helping the cause much here either by once again doing what Disney actors seem to do best, shitting on the fans.
He doesn't like you.
I'm sorry.
I don't like you either.
At this point, I suppose, though, it's not even just Disney actors, is it? It's most of Hollywood. They just can't shut their mouths. They have such an overinflated sense of self, and they believe they're untouchable because companies like Disney no longer tell them to shush up as a condition of getting work.
67% of the top critics reviewing the 100 highest grossing movies in 2017 were white males.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
Well, we're going to have a look at this divisive bullshit Samuel L. Jackson just spewed out in an interview, and then we're going to take a look at the Google Trends chart, which suggests that his show, Secret Invasion, which is already the lowest rated show in the MCU's history by critics on Rotten Tomatoes, well, Google Trends suggests this show is going to bomb. You know it's bad when not even the movie critic shills can muster their usual energy to try to make this show look popular. It's one more reason that Disney Plus is going kaput, and people are leaving the platform in droves. Let me know in the comment section though, are you going to be compelled to subscribe to Disney Plus in order to watch this? My guess is probably not. No wonder the chief financial officer of Disney just quit her job. Okay, let's first have a look at Samuel L. Jackson's comments he made in an interview with Rolling Stone in the lead-up to Secret Invasion's public release. The headline of the article reads, "Samuel L. Jackson talks Marvel, racists like Trump, and his FBI threat." Screen Icon discusses new show Secret Invasion and so much more, including being an usher at MLK's funeral and the FBI making a threat on his life. Since this article is behind a paywall, and since I'd rather suspend myself in mid-air by my nipples rather than give a company like Rolling Stone any of my money, we're going to use this bounding into comics article in order to get to the meat and potatoes of what was said. I just wanted you to be able to see that headline. Of course they can't help themselves. They have to bring in politics, they have to call people bad names, they have to do anything but actually talk about Marvel and the show that's coming out, because they know that people don't actually give a rat's rear end about their stuff anymore. But I digress, let's continue. Samuel L. Jackson says election of President Donald Trump broke the Marvel's actress Brie Larson. Speaking with Rolling Stone's Marlo Stern, Jackson was asked, "You're going to be in the Marvels with Brie Larson, and you two are good pals. She got so much hate for playing Captain Marvel from the more sexist side of Marvel's fan base." What was it like to see her go through that? Good Lord. What a way to ask a question. As an interviewer, that is how you ask a question. Talk about poisoning the well. How can people keep a straight face and call these media shills serious journalists? The interviewer presupposes Disney's assertion that Brie Larson got hate from sexist fans. These people in the media are not umpires calling balls and strikes. Oh, they're watching the game, just like the rest of us, but they are not umpires, they are cheerleaders. Never forget that. Anyhow, first Jackson relayed how the two actors bonded. Brie is a stronger person than people give her credit for. Yeah, well then how was she broken by an election? How do you explain that, Sam? Strong people shrug their shoulders when things don't go their way and move on with their lives. Weak people are broken by things like elections. We had done Kong together, which was not the most wonderful experience for either of us. We became great friends during that particular experience because we were having such a hard time. Then, when she was doing her movie Unicorn Store and trying to get a particular actor, I was in the makeup trailer with her and was like, why are you trying to hire this other actor and not trying to get me to do your movie? She said, I didn't think you'd ever do it. So, will you? And I was like, let's do it. Jackson then detailed they continued to bond when the election of President Donald Trump broke her. He relayed, then we bonded through the election while we were doing her movie when Donald Trump won. She was broken and I was like, don't let him break you, you have to be strong now. Yeah, she sounds real strong. How can you get that upset? These people are so ridiculously melodramatic. But their antics only work on screen, and I would argue they don't even work there anymore. I mean, it's 2023. That was 7 years ago. Let it go. How fragile do these people have to be in order to be broken by something that happens in politics? I'm thoroughly convinced that the most upsetting part of the whole experience for these narcissists is the fact that the audience just doesn't listen to them anymore. They don't have the sway that they used to. The age of the beloved celebrity is over. They've made it apparent they hate us because we aren't listening.
So why does that matter? Why am I up here giving you statistics when I could be spending this time talking about my publicist?
Not listening. Not listening.
Continuing on, Jackson is quoted, then when she got Captain Marvel, she called me and was like, they want me in the Marvel Universe, should I do it? And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. But she's not going to let any of that stuff destroy her, he continued. Jackson then derided Larson's critics, these incel dudes who hate strong women or the fact that she's a feminist who has an opinion and expressed it. Everybody wants people to be who they want them to be. She is who she is and she's genuinely that. No, she's not. She is not a strong woman, not if she is broken, like you described, by an election. She sounds weak and fragile as hell, and she's projecting her weakness, and so are you, onto the rest of us, calling us names. That's right, dude, call people names. When they won't capitulate, get pissed. I want you to get pissed. Because, you know, one of my favorite things to do when I was younger and I had time to play video games online is troll people who got angry at me for beating their ass. Whenever they were pissed, I'd say, get mad, please. And that would make them fly off the handle and play even worse, and I'd beat their ass even harder, and I couldn't stop laughing. And that's what this situation seems like to me. It seems like a bunch of pissed off people that we can just troll into oblivion. I mean, they take themselves so seriously. They're so invested in this shit, they can't unplug. Because being plugged in constantly is the only way these narcissists get the feeling of self-importance they're so addicted to. Never forget, this is who Brie Larson is.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not.
Okay. Whatever you say.
But what I am saying is is that if you make a movie that is a love letter to women of color, there is an insanely low chance a woman of color will have the chance to see your movie and review your movie.
Oh, dear God, no!
Alright, now let's have a look at the Google Trends charts suggesting Secret Invasion is going to be a dud. Today is the day the show releases to the public, and this is where it's at. Secret Invasion, represented by the blue line, is seeing a surge in popularity as the people search for the term on Google, because of course, that is what Google Trends tracks. How often a search term is typed in on Google. They don't give us an exact number of times a term is searched for, but if you compare one term to another, they will show you percentages. So yeah, the blue line, as you can see, is a tiny blip on the radar compared to the red line that is She-Hulk. In fact, Secret Invasion's popularity is currently only 19% of She-Hulk at its peak when it first opened. That is the trend. As you'll see, each of these shows is heavily searched for when it first comes out, and then it tapers off. So we are theoretically seeing the peak of Secret Invasion already, and it is only 19% of She-Hulk. Compare these two then to Ms. Marvel, represented by the yellow line, the show that used to be the least popular MCU show according to Google Trends. Now keep in mind, I like using Google Trends, especially for TV shows, because we don't have direct data from streaming services like we do for box office performances. But yeah, Ms. Marvel was the previous queen of the losers in the MCU, but it has been dethroned thus far by Secret Invasion by a very wide margin. Of course, it's possible Secret Invasion picks up speed, but so far it doesn't look good. Ms. Marvel, at its peak, reached 61% of She-Hulk's peak, and it dwarfs Secret Invasion. Now, you might say this chart is skewed, because She-Hulk was probably searched up a lot due to its controversial nature. But in reality, She-Hulk was also a blip on the radar when compared to previous MCU shows. Compare it to Moon Knight shown in green. That is the sort of popularity in the searches that MCU shows used to get. She-Hulk at its peak is only 71% of Moon Knight's peak. But something happened in the last few years. Something is making these shows less and less popular, and Disney Plus subscriptions are fading away. Why? Well, we keep telling them it's because we are sick of their identity politics. The MCU Phase 4 absolutely embraced identity politics, but they won't believe us. They will not admit that this is a problem. They insist that people like us are a small minority, but the numbers don't lie. Secret Invasion is a far cry from the most popular MCU show that ever came out. WandaVision is the line in purple. That's right, the first MCU show was the most popular. It was something new and shiny, and people checked it out in droves, but they've fallen off a cliff. The MCU Phase 4 has absolutely killed all the momentum the MCU had. Secret Invasion is currently only at 7% of the popularity of WandaVision at its peak. That is freaking sad, but true. Only 7% of them who were searching up WandaVision when it first came out are actually searching up, or actually sticking around and curious enough about this new show to search it up. That is ridiculous. But oh well, let the MCU rot in irrelevance. Let companies like Disney keep spending hundreds of millions of dollars on these shows while their actors ensure that none of us pay to make them profitable. At this stage, I'm becoming convinced that losing money is their new business model, so let's help them succeed. I mean, either that, or they're just so ideologically possessed and concerned with keeping up appearances with their fellow Hollywood weirdos that they keep saying stupid shit. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's fun to watch their finances bleed out and go away. And I can't wait for the Disney earnings report in August when they tell us how bad it all is and their stock tanks even harder. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.